Hey guys, we are back for another reaction video, and tonight we got a treat. And the treat is for the ladies. So I've been mentioning, at least in one of my previous videos, how I assumed I didn't have much of a female audience, and I was trying to think of how could I grow my female audience. And I didn't have any ideas until today. I had an idea. And so I thought, okay, well, maybe I'll just, one of my recent videos, I was objectifying women. That's what the name of the video was. And I talked about their bodies and whatnot. And then I thought, okay, what if I do that to myself? Let's objectify myself. And so I remembered that I've made drumming videos before, and I actually have 2 eras of drum videos where I play shirtless. So I've exposed my body to the world. And that's the only way I can think of in order to try and lure in the ladies. I have nothing else. That's all I got. And so I thought, why don't we just react to those videos? Because the interesting thing here is with those videos is one of them is from 2019 when I was 36. I believe I did the math and I was 36. This was Halloween on 2019, pre-COVID. So I was 36 years old, and then the other video I have is a real old one from the year 2003. This was pre-YouTube. This was when I was 20 years old, 21 years ago. I was 20 years old. I looked so good back then. Well, I mean, not that good, but I looked better than I do now. I had long hair back then, so we're going to see my long hair in action. That's pretty cool. Yeah, I mean, so we're going to do that. I'm going to objectify myself, because back then I had a really nice body back then because I just sort of naturally had a nice body. Now, I always considered myself to be, not always, but at least back then, I considered myself to be a butterface. I mentioned that term in that objectifying women episode where I thought it feels like women think that's a negative term. It's an insult, right? I don't see it as an insult. It's just very descriptive, right? And so, and in my opinion, I would rather have a hot body than a pretty face. And I'm assuming I would also rather a girl have a hot body than a pretty face. And I'm assuming girls would think that's an insult because I'm assuming they would prefer a pretty face over a hot body. I don't know. Maybe this is all in my head and I don't know what I'm talking about, but I feel like that's something. But yeah, I had a really nice body back in the day. So I played hockey growing up, and once I hit grade 8, when I was 12 years old, I made the AAA hockey team, which is the highest level of hockey that you can play. And so one of the things you have to do when you make the team, you have to work out in the gym and lift weights and stuff with all your teammates and with your coaches. And it's all planned and organized and all that stuff. And so that's what we did. And we all gained a bunch of muscle. So I did that for that year and the next year when I played AAA. And I think those were the only 2 years I actually specifically had to work out. I think I also worked out maybe at times when I moved to Newfoundland later, but it wasn't mandatory. It wasn't part of playing hockey. But either way, doing that really improved my body, made it look super nice. I was always a lean guy, but I had like muscles, and I was well defined. So I was very happy with my body. And I quit hockey at the end of high school, but I was able to maintain my body up until like at the age of 29 or something like that, when my metabolism finally started to go down. And, year after year after year, I started slowly gaining a little weight here and there until I sort of, I didn't balloon, but I peaked at 204 pounds when I was 36. Yeah, when I was 36. Same age that I was in the second video we're going to watch tonight. But the interesting thing about the second video is, so at 36, February 2019, I started to develop problems with my gallbladder. I didn't know what the problem was at the time, but I was waking up in the middle of the night with bad pains in my, what's this called? Abdomen, in my abdomen. And I couldn't lie down. I couldn't put any pressure on it. I couldn't sit. So I basically just had to get out of bed and pace around and like stretch and stuff for a couple hours until the pain subsided. And so, you know, at the time, my diet wasn't very good. I wasn't really watching what I was eating. I didn't care. Like, I wasn't dating anyone or anything like that. So who cares, right? And then, but, you know, then I started having the problems with the gallbladder. And I thought, okay, maybe I should start getting, you know, looking at what I'm eating. Try to lose some weight. Try to get back to normal. And so that's when I went on my diet. And I think it took by 14 months. 14 months later, I was down 73 pounds. But the second video was from October 31st. So I don't know what my weight was at the time, but I was clearly not 200 and something pounds. I think I was 140 something because I'm 154 right now. And I feel like I looked better in that video than I do right now. So, but we're gonna look at that. I guess we should start right now. All right, so let's do this. And so this is the video. This video right here, I'm going to start it right now. Okay, so there we have it. There's the torso reveal. I had these shorts for so long. I just stopped using them maybe a few years ago. These shorts, they were almost 20 years old. Actually, I had them since the late 90s. They were my friend's shorts and he gave them to me. And they finally sort of disintegrated a few years ago. But yeah, so this video right here, I never released it. It was just something I recorded on my own. I guess I wanted to see how stupid I looked while I was playing drums. And I do look stupid now because I hadn't even been playing drums for a year yet, I don't think. So this is the first drum kit I ever got. Well, sort of the second. I bought this kit off of my friend, my best friend. He played drums. So basically, I started playing drums because I didn't know of any drummers who wanted to play the style of music that I wanted to play. So I wanted to play death metal. And my best friend, he was more into rock music and funk. And so he did like death metal, but he didn't like drumming it. So, because it's a different style of drumming. And so I was, you know, I'm getting really desperate here. I've been playing guitar for several years already. I've been writing guitar and I was using programmed drums, but now I wanted to try and just record the drums myself. And so I started playing drums and I bought my best friend's drum kit. Now, because he was going to be buying new drums. And so he was going to sell me his old kit. Now, the one thing, he started out by giving me this snare here. So this is like his original snare that he never used anymore. It did not have a bottom skin on it. It only had it only had a top skin. It also didn't have snare wires on it. So it sounded really bad. But I was using that at the time. And before he gave me the rest of the kit, he also gave me 2 broken cymbals with stands. And then he also gave me a bass drum pedal, which is, I don't know if it's this one or not, but he gave me a bass drum pedal. And then I ended up getting a cardboard box, putting a bunch of weights in it and using that as a bass drum. And so I started playing those drums in 2002. So that's how I started playing drums. And then the following year, he started to get his new kit, but he started to get it in pieces. And so he gave me his toms and his bass drum. And I still had this snare, but he had another snare that he was going to give me, but he hadn't bought a new snare yet. So I'm still using the old snare that had no bottom skin and no snare wires. And I think these are I think the cymbals were all the right cymbals. One of them is a China that I remember I bought for $99, which is really cheap for a cymbal. And I remember it only lasted like a month or something. I ended up hitting it. My technique was really bad. I was hitting stuff really hard and I ended up sort of cracking the cymbal and it didn't last much longer. So it looks like it's fine in this video. So I'm assuming maybe that was one of the reasons why I recorded this video, because I got a new China and I wanted to record it. But I never showed these videos to anyone, I don't think. at least at the time, I just recorded them myself. I watched it and I looked like an idiot, and it was really sloppy because I hadn't even been playing for a year. So I just sort of kept them and never did anything with them. I did release some sort of musical release that had a whole bunch of, so this is back in the Time of Death days when my band was named Time of Death. And so I released some sort of Time of Death release that had a whole bunch of unreleased stuff on it, including these videos. So I think like 6 people have access to these videos. I don't know if any of them have watched them, but they are out there and I still have them. So these, I believe, are, I don't know if it's these ones or ones that where I'm playing guitar, but so my family, this was back in the days of when digital cameras were becoming popular. And so my family got a digital camera and I would borrow it every now and then to record videos and to take pictures and whatnot. And so that is where this is from. So here we have it. Now for this song, I'm playing along to a song by the band Hate Eternal. I believe it's called Spiritual Holocaust, is from their, I think their debut album, which I don't know if it's from 1999 or 2000, I forget. It's called Conquering the Throne. It was a very fun album to play drums to. So that's what I did. I used to play drums along to music back then. That's how you get interested in playing an instrument, especially drums. If you play along to music that you really like and you're able to do that. I wasn't quite able to do it, but I was able to sort of follow along enough that I was having a lot of fun. Okay, so honestly, the original video, it did not have the backing track in the video. I'm listening to it with my headphones here, but it wasn't in the actual video. I added that today. And honestly, my drumming sounds a lot better with the backing track in there. So if the backing track wasn't there, you would hear how bad I actually am. I'm very sloppy. My technique is absolutely horrible. Very, very bad. You can see I'm flexing really hard and stuff like that. I was really trying. My goal in life back then was to try and play a blast beat. And that's what these beats were, where I'm playing fast. Those are blast beats. Because, my best friend, he didn't like playing those beats. And so I wanted to be able to do this. And so this was in the year, this was 2003. I don't know if I mentioned this. It was October 10th. This was the date, October 10th, 2003. So, yeah, making a lot of mistakes. I'm not quite in time with the music and stuff, but what can you do? And my feet are really bad. They're not as fast as the recorded version. It's funny, even now my feet are really bad. So I haven't quite I haven't caught up with my feet over the years. Yeah, so my feet here, I think they're doing, it's a triplet feel, where in the song it's actually 16th notes or whatever. So I'm playing less notes is what I'm trying to say. Look at how hot I am, though. Look at how hot my body is. And then I just ended up deciding to stop playing the song. I think I never used to go beyond that part. I don't know why. Because I remember I don't have the rest of the song memorized for some reason. I'm not sure why. But maybe I was tired. I don't know. I stopped. You can tell. I don't know if you can tell now, but you could tell before that I was sweating. You can see the sheen on my shoulders and whatnot. You can see my hair there. I must have washed my hair recently because I have it in a ponytail, and it looks quite puffy. That was the problem I had back then with having long hair. You know, whenever I would wash it, it would just sort of like puff up. It was really annoying. I still have those drums, by the way, in the back. I have a new drum set that I got several years ago, but I still do have these. My stomach is a lot hairier than this now. Yeah, you can see right there. It's not hairy at all. But it is much hairier now. So I think that was it for this video. I'm just trying to think if I could remember doing this. I mean, it was so long ago. I don't really remember. 20 years old. Wow. Okay, so let's watch the next video. So this next video was October 31st, 2019, when I was 36 years old. So 16 years later, my drumming skills had improved immensely, and my body had declined. Well, it declined immensely as well, but then I ended up losing a lot of weight. And so I thought I was looking really good. I thought I was looking really good when I recorded the 2019 video, because I had lost a bunch of weight back to my back to my 20-year-old weight, or my 20-year-old body, I should say. And even now, I thought I looked good in that video, in the 2019 video. And then today, when I was preparing my video, I was gathering this video. I was trying to figure out where this video was. I had to search on an old hard drive, an old external hard drive, to try and figure out where these files were, because I haven't seen them in a long time. And I ended up watching this one, and then I ended up watching the other one after, and it was kind of a reality check, because you can clearly tell that the 2019 version, you can tell that I have like an old man body when you compare it with the 20-year-old one. So yeah, that was kind of, it was a reality check. It was not a slap in the face, but it made me realize, no, I did not look as good as I thought I did. But so let's watch that now. Here it is right here. Now, I did upload this video that we're about to watch. I uploaded it to YouTube. It's on my YouTube channel from 2019. You can see it has the date in it. So it says 2019 10/31, which would imply that it is from, Halloween. 2:20 in the PM. Okay. Why is it like that? Let's do this. Okay, let's go back. So this is my current drum kit. I'm currently using a different snare. This is the snare that came with the kit. I'm using a slightly different snare. The snare is shorter, but it does have my new, my throne, as they call it, my seat. I don't understand why people call it a drum throne. I just call it a seat. So this one, it doesn't actually have any, I'm not playing along to music. This is just me improvising. So you can see, do I look better or worse in this one compared to the other one? I actually made a comparison screenshot here. Okay, so let's do some objectification. You can see, at least stomach-wise, like my hand is sort of obscuring my stomach, but you could tell when you watch the video that it did not look like this. This one's a little I don't know what the word is, but I think the biggest difference, at least the biggest difference that I saw, there were a few big differences. Obviously, I have no hair here, though I do have facial hair. Back then, I could not grow facial hair. I couldn't grow decent facial hair. I can't even grow decent facial hair. But for the longest time, I wanted a beard. If you're a guy, I feel like that's one thing that you want to try to do eventually, one day. If you could grow a beard, I don't know. Maybe people who had really thick facial hair all the time, maybe they never wanted to do that. I don't know. I never had thick facial hair. I still don't really have thick facial hair. And so I was just desperate to have a beard one day. And so I ended up having this sort of facial hair, which is pretty ugly, I guess. It's just stuff here and here. The reason I cut it here was because I don't like stuff on my lip because I blow my nose all the time. And I don't like stuff on my chin because it gets in the way when you eat. And so I thought, okay, let's just do here and here. And I can't grow sideburns. For some reason, I have a bald spot from here down to here. I don't know why, but I've never been able to grow sideburns. So it's just like a patch here and a patch here. You can decide if it looks stupid or not. I thought it was sort of a unique style of facial hair. It may have been unique, but it also probably looked a little stupid. Now, another thing I should say, my nipples look really small in this, in the older one. And to be honest, that was one thing that I was really self-conscious about. I was self-conscious about my small nipples. That might seem like something stupid to be self-conscious of, but I played hockey a lot, so I would have to get, I'd have to get changed and shower with all my teammates. I don't think anyone mentioned my small nipples, literally ever. So that was probably just in my head. Because some of these guys, they've got like giant nipples. And meanwhile, I've got these little tiny ones. But that was one thing I was self-conscious about. Now, some more differences. One thing, it seems like I've got bigger arms these days, bigger biceps compared with my younger self, which is kind of surprising. I'm not sure why that is, but that's what it looks like at least. And oh yeah, one thing about my younger self, I definitely have better boobs. My pecs are very nice. They're defined, and then in here they look like old man. I have old man pecs in this one. So that's unfortunate. And it looks wrinkles. Is that what I'm trying to think? But I had lost a lot of weight. So maybe that's just like extra skin. That hasn't sort of fixed itself yet. I'm not sure. But you can see I do, I don't know if you could tell how much hair I have there, but there's definitely a lot more hair here than in here. Another thing I noticed was my legs look more lean in this one compared with this one. I don't know if that's good. I don't know if that's bad, but it's something that I noticed. Okay, so let's do this. And okay, I just have this text file underneath my webcam that I'm just checking because I have some notes written down that I want to get to. Okay, like I said, for this song, I was just screwing around. I was improvising. So I was not listening to anything. I just pressed play. I don't even know why I did this. I think I was probably really psyched about my new body, and I wanted to show it off. And so I ended up recording a video, and I ended up uploading it to YouTube. I wonder when I uploaded it to YouTube. I don't know when I did or not. I did eventually, but I don't know when I did. All right, so let's listen to this. So the drumming style, I'll let it play for a second first. Oh yeah, so I don't know if it's noticeable, but I am much better at drums now. Much better at drums now. So this is the style of drumming I do for my octopus core music. I say, so it's basically just, so the style is me just playing random stuff. It's like random. I'm trying to be random. I'm not trying to do like a specific beat. I'm not playing along to a metronome, to a specific timing. I'm just doing random stuff. I'm trying to play fast and just trying to play random. That's the whole philosophy for doing this style of drumming. And so I have these albums that are, they're free jazz album. Free jazz is a genre of music where you sort of do whatever you want. And so I've released several free jazz albums, and some of them have this style of drumming, and it's basically you want to go fast the whole time. That's not free jazz, but that's a style of free jazz, and that's the style I incorporate into these albums that I'm talking about. And if you've watched any of my videos, you can see near the end of the video it has the visualization, and then it also says like please subscribe, and it has something stupid on the bottom. But then there's music that plays along with that, and that is one of those free jazz songs. It's this one right here, Octopus Core. This is called, what is this called? Cries from a Defective Mind, I believe is what it's called. I know it as Octopus Core March. That's what I know it as, but I'm pretty sure that's what the name is. Now, I'm worried about playing this because I don't want this to stop working, but yeah, that is me playing drums like this for 30 minutes. 30 minutes in a row, no breaks. So it's definitely a workout. It's not quite like exactly like this. The one in the video I'm playing, it's a little more intense. There's less sort of less breathing room for my limbs, and there's less cymbals as well. This was just something I recorded quickly. Okay, so what do we have to do? I'm going to turn this all the way down. I'll play it, and we're going to continue with the video. I don't know if you can tell, but I'm looking at the camera. The reason for that is because I was doing a practice. I was making some practice videos because I was getting ready to record this video, and so I made a practice video, but the camera is sitting on a chair, and it's propped up. I think it's an iPad. I think like a little iPad. It's propped up against a stack of CDRs, and so I was having problems with it. It kept falling over. And so I tried to get it as sturdy as possible. And then, when I'm playing drums, it's making vibrations and stuff, and it's pushing the camera over. So I'm constantly looking at the camera to make sure it's not falling over. So that's why I'm looking at the camera. I still have those shorts, by the way. Those are cut off Dickie pants. Now, I believe the reason I cut those pants off, I just remembered I wasn't going to talk about this, but the reason I cut those pants and made them into cutoff shorts is because I cut myself when I was using my chainsaw. I cut my knee. So I was, what was I doing? I was cutting up a tree that had fallen over the road, and it was sort of half up still, like it broke sort of up high on the trunk and it fell over. And so I was trying to cut it from the bottom so that it would fall all the way down. And I did that, but then it pushed the chainsaw down into my knee. And I wasn't wearing like pants protection, leg protection, I should say. And it cut into my pants. These pants, it was like a double layer, and it cut through both layers and it went into my skin, and it cut my skin. Thankfully, it wasn't super serious, but it was like the cut was about an inch long. And if I was able to like open it, it was really gross. I thankfully I didn't have to get stitches. I think I put some like polysporin on it, and I put a Band-Aid over it for like a week. And, I kept taking the Band-Aid off and cleaning it and all that sort of stuff. And it eventually healed. I got a nice scar there now. But now whenever I use the chainsaw, I wear leg protection. So you gotta be careful out there. Yeah, did I mention that my biceps are bigger? Yeah, I did. My biceps are bigger than they were when I was younger. One thing I'm noticing, there's like something here. There's something on my arm here, and it's making it's like an old person thing that they would have on their arm. This looks like an old man arm. And the cymbals are really loud in this, so they sort of drown out the rest of the drums. I'm using a really old iPad to record this. I could play this forever if I could. I would play this forever. This is the most fun drumming that, in my opinion, that you could ever play. I have so much fun doing this, and that's why I do these songs, these 30-minute long songs, with this style of drumming for the entire song, because it's so fun. And for the 30-minute songs, I pace myself more than I'm playing in here, but it's very subtle. I don't even know if it's noticeable, but I pace myself more so in these 30-minute songs, and I'm able to last for 30 minutes. It's definitely a workout, but I'm able to last. Oh, by the way, check out my TV antenna right here. This is a TV antenna right here. You can't tell, but it's got this like a grid. A grid what? It's like it's 0.5 by 0.5 inches a grid. What is it called? It's called something like hardware cloth or something like that. It's metal. It's like a fence or something. But it's so thin that you can't even see it. But this is a TV antenna that I built, and it's actually up on top of the hill. It's currently picking up stations right now. I mean, I was going to show it on there, but I'll just show it on my phone. Okay, let's go to it right now. I'll see if I don't know if you'll be able to see it or not, but those are the results from that antenna on the screen right here. So that's pretty neat, isn't it? No, it's not. I thought it was pretty neat. In this box back here, this is a box for a TV antenna, for a commercial TV antenna that I bought. And this is my curtain. It's a garbage bag. I dropped my stick there. That's why I had to stop. Look at my right hand and you'll see that I dropped my stick. Fucking noob. Okay, so there you go. There are my two drumming videos, my two shirtless drumming videos. So that was for the ladies. So how many lady viewers did we pick up during this video? I'm still probably thinking it's probably around 0. But any ladies out there, let me know. Who would you rather? Would you rather 20-year-old long hair guy, or would you rather 36-year-old old man guy? I know who I would rather. Probably the younger guy. I was a lot dumber back then. I'm still pretty dumb right now, but I was even dumber back then, if you can believe that. But I think this is pretty funny. This is a pretty funny comparison. Pretty interesting comparison. 16 years later. Almost 16 years. Yeah, I was going to say almost 17, but no. The one on the left was October 10th. The one on the right was October 31st. So it's almost 16 years exactly. And I think that's all I wanted to say in the video. What is it, 38 minutes? How did I talk for 38 minutes about this? I have no idea. So let me know if I should do some more shirtless drumming videos. Well, I can't play drums, but I could do some shirtless videos if you want. Honestly, I'm trying to lose a little bit of weight. I said I'm 154 pounds right now. I want to get to sub 150 again. The reason I want to do that is because I mentioned this in a previous video, how I had to change grocery stores. And the new grocery store, it doesn't have the pancake mix that I normally have. And the pancake mix that it has is absolute trash. It tastes horrible. So now I don't even like having breakfast anymore. And so now I'm like, okay, well, I end up eating less for breakfast now because I don't like it. And so I guess now that I'm doing that, I can try to get sub 150 again, which should be doable. I've been doing that for probably about a week now, the less pancake mix. So I'm going to do that. I also normally I have a bagel for lunch with an egg. So I took the bagel out. Now I'm just having the egg, and I'm having an apple and then some corn chips. And I used to have a bowl of cereal as well. So I cut out the cereal and the bagel. So we'll see if by cutting those out and by cutting out a little bit of the pancakes, if I can lose a little bit of weight. And then maybe I can get back to this style of body. I think though, you can really tell though how my pecs have deteriorated. I've lost my boobs, my perky boobs. If I were to get these again, I'd probably have to actually work out. Yeah, I don't work out at all. Even back in these days, I didn't work out. As soon as hockey stopped, I stopped working out. I do like chores and stuff, like with cutting trees and various stuff like that. But not actual working out. So maybe I need to work out if I want to get a body like this. Anyway, this was a pretty dumb video. I don't know if anyone actually watched it. But if you're a girl that watched it, let me know in the comments. Right?